Hello. Hi, and welcome everyone to today's live stream. My name is John from WebDev for You. If you're new to these live streams, I do these every Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central, and we discuss everything Webflow, from building layouts in Webflow to interactions and animations, as well as super chats. So you might be wondering what a super chat is. A super chat is basically, I look at it as like a donation to help this channel. And so if you need help with a personal project, if you're struggling to understand something in Webflow, you can drop a super chat and you get priority as far as like what questions get asked about Webflow. And I can help you with a personal project. I can review your portfolio and just help out any way I can via the super chat feature in YouTube. So it's that little kind of money symbol, or you can send me a sticker and I'll be happy to help via the super chat feature. So yeah, this is the agenda for today. It's very similar to Thursday's agenda, where we're going to continue to build with the client first style system. And then after 12:30, I'll field any questions about this build and about client first. And then from 12:40 to 1, we'll have a general Webflow discussion and I'll field any super chats. So if you've seen my previous live streams, you'll know that we're currently, let me minimize this here. We're currently working with the client first system from FinSuite. And let me just mute this computer here. We're currently working with the client first system from FinSuite. It's just a class naming style system that can help you with staying organized and keeping your class names organized to help you communicate how you built your website to other people, to clients, and so on. Excuse me. I've given kind of my feedback on it. We're just continuing to build with it, trying to get comfortable with the system, and just kind of give it a fair chance or like a fair review in a way, and that's my goal here, just to spend time with the system, to see if I like it, to see if I would use it moving forward, and to see if I would recommend it to other Webflow users. So far, after building this kind of header section and the nav, and then this section here, I'm starting to get more used to it. So I might recommend it. I'm not sure if I'm recommending it yet. There are a few main things that stick out to me as far as like what's different about the system that would make someone want to use it. And so like the first thing I'm going to say right off the bat after using it after like a week or so is that you definitely want to read the documentation and watch all the videos. Like after you watch the videos, you'll get a better understanding of how the system works. I don't think it's the easiest system to understand initially. If you're new to Webflow and you've never built with Webflow, this might be a good system. But if you're used to building a site a certain way in Webflow, this is a bit of a learning curve as far as like some of the things that it does, or like the structure and how you're adding margin and padding to parent elements rather than actual elements. So I've definitely talked about the system quite a bit, so we'll just get into building. You can watch me use the system and see if it works for you. We'll continue. We're building this Figma file, and last week I built this section. We still have a bit to build here, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of skip this this last little bit here. We can maybe add it later, but I'll just jump into this section, which would be this looks like a social proof section where you have the header, the paragraph, and then you would add some logos here. So I'm just going to add some circles here instead of logos, and let's go ahead and build it. So let's look at the structure so far of the site, and this is using the clonable from client first. So if you are going to use the system, I would go to resources, and then right down here they have a clonable. You can just click, and then you can clone this project here to use the client first system. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and continue. So we have the nav component, we have the main wrapper, then we have the section home header, and we have the section about us. So this is going to be section, let's go ahead and let's see here. So in this main wrapper, we'll add another section, and I'm going to call this section dash companies. Yeah, because we're going to add kind of the company section here. So using the system, it's kind of interesting because like they're basically giving you a way to name your classes. Yeah, so that it's organized. It's just a class. One of the main pieces I find about the system is that they're describing how to name your classes. And aside from that, they provide quite a few global classes for padding and margin and headings and things like that. But they're basically, the main point of the system is that so you have a clear way of naming your classes. And that would be probably under, if I go to the documentation, if we go to classes, you know, they have this section where they provide like what specific classes they are in the system. And we see text color, rich text, buttons, spacing, padding, and some other kind of global classes. And then if we get down, they have some icon classes, SVG classes, and colors and components. So this part here, components, this is kind of like their way of naming classes. So when you're building custom classes, you basically want to use this components style naming convention. And then layouts is custom classes. And so you would use kind of that component idea. Okay, so we have section companies, and then we have a heading. So I'm going to add in here, I'm going to add, let's see how I did it here. Yeah, so I'm going to add a div block, and to this div block, I'm going to add padding. And so see, when I type in padding, the client first system gives me all of these global classes that I can apply to this div block to add padding to this section. And actually I want to add, oh no, that's right, padding. So let's go ahead and add that padding. And I used extra large. And then in here, I'm going to add a container. So we have the container, and I'm using the container large. So if I type in container, we have container large, medium, and small. And I'm using container large, which has a max width of 80 rem. So they're using the rem system. So if we go to sizes, you're using the 4-point system and rem. All right, so that's how all of my sections are structured. And then I just have to go into the container and kind of create my component. My component here would be just kind of this wrapper that has the heading, the div block. Then I would add another wrapper here and add some logos in this wrapper. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to, first I want to add, let's see. Yeah, I want to add, how do I want to do this? Container large. Yeah, I'll add a component here. So I'll say div block, and we'll say companies underscore wrapper. Okay, we'll try that. And then for this, I'm going to set the flex setting to flex, horizontal, align stretch, and justify center. Okay, and then in here, I'm going to add a heading. It's going to be an H2 heading, because our main heading is this right here. And then we have a few H2s. And I'm going to say companies that work with us. Companies that work with us. Looks good. And then I'll add, and so I don't have to give this a custom class because it's a heading. Then I'll add a paragraph. And actually for the companies wrapper, I'm going to set it to vertical and center. Then we have this paragraph, and this isn't really a paragraph. I'm going to say this is a text block. So I'm going to say text block, and then I'm going to copy this text and paste it in here. And then I'm going to give this text block a max width. So I'm going to say max width medium. Actually, let me remove this and call this companies text. And let me see if I can give this a max width of small. Yeah, that would work. And before I do that, let me center this text and say max width small. Okay, so it's a little more condensed. And then for this heading, I'm going to add a div block, and I'm going to say margin bottom, and I'll put this heading in here, and I'll say margin bottom, and then I'll give it margin, let's do margin medium. Yep. So within the client first system, we have, whenever you want to add margin, you add it to a parent element. So as you can see, I added a div block and I put the heading 2 inside of that div block. Let's see here if I can make this a bit wider. Okay, it's not letting me here. Okay. We have heading 2, and that looks good. And we want to do the same for company's text, so I'll add another div. And let me just reference this here for the classes under components. Yeah, okay. So I think I did that correctly. So companies, section companies. I might, yeah, that's fine. Companies wrapper is fine. Margin bottom. Yeah, add a div block, and I'll place this up here, and I'll put this company's text in there, and then I'll just add margin bottom and say margin medium. Okay, so we have that, the company's wrapper, and then I'm going to add a div block, and I'm going to call this companies underscore logos. How's that? And then in here, I'm going to set this to 100%. And in here, I'm going to add a div block. Set it to 100%, and then I'll set it to flex, horizontal, and I'll say space between, like this. So it's going to distribute the spacing, and this is going to be company's logo. And then I'll do 100 by 100, and I'll just make these circles for now, and I'll use maybe this color, set it to a 50% circle, and then I'll just copy and paste it 5 times. All right, so that's looking good. Yeah, we definitely want to add maybe a bit more padding to this. So let me try padding extra large. They have huge as well. So padding XXX huge. Nope, that's too much padding. Padding extra large. Okay, that looks good. And let's see, padding, and I'm actually going to add some padding to this as well. So I'll add another div block. I'm going to say padding large, and I'll showcase why in a second. Padding large. So we have the padding wrapper. So let's see here. Maybe this needs to be 100%. No. Company's wrapper, container large. Padding margin. So let's see. What was the style sheet? Yeah. Hey Sam, I'm using client first. It's the client first system by FinSuite, and I can paste this in the chat. Hey yo, how's it going? So I'm just trying to take a look here to see why it's not spanning the full width. I think I have to set this to, no, I can't set it to the padding. Company's wrapper, padding. So if I remove this, here, let me try this. Okay, let's delete that. All right, yeah, let's just, well, essentially I would probably have to add the padding to this, but company's wrapper, container. Oh, yeah, I want to add it to, okay, I got it. I want to add this and say padding large. Let's try that. This would go in here, and then I would say padding large. Hey Kavita. All right, that's better. No, it's not quite what I was looking for. Oh wait, yeah, it is, it is. No, padding large. Yeah, this is where, to me, I still have some work to do with the system, because what I'm trying to do is add some padding to the components, to the company's wrapper, but I'm having a little issue here with elements spanning. Okay, so we can do something like this, and now I want it to be flex in the center. Oh, yeah, that's how I want it to be. Yeah, I guess I would just have to center this text. Maybe they have a text align center. Text align center. Yeah, I'll just do that. But then here, if I, like, I'm adding 3 combo classes, that wouldn't work. So I think I'd have to apply it to this text. Text align center. No. It already is centered. Let's see. So company's wrapper, center it. And why isn't this centered? Margin bottom. Well, that's fun. All right, so I'm just going to forget about this idea for now. I'll come back to it. And we'll delete this. Okay. So ideally what I would do is just, I could just do this. Just add padding to this company's wrapper. And yeah, that's fine. And we'll set the border radius to 30. The background color, let's just do this color here. What did I apply this to? Oh, is header. So let's say, oh yeah, we just apply it to this. One more time. container large is header. I'll grab this gray color. Border radius is 8. Okay. And I'll paste this in here. All right, cool. So we definitely want more padding than that. So, and yeah, we want to use rem too. So I'm going to say like 6, or maybe what I can do, let me remove all this, is say padding extra large. Okay, that works. That'll work. It's actually much larger than that, but on the top and the bottom. But we'll go with that. Padding extra large. And we want to add some more margin to the bottom of this. So let me remove this. No. Add it to this. So I'll say margin large. Maybe even a bit more. Margin extra large. Okay. That works. I'm not going to spend too much more time with that. We would add our logos here. And cool. They definitely have more spacing in this Figma file, but I'm okay with the spacing that we added. Hey David, how's it going? Yeah, we're continuing to build with the client first system today. So just having fun with that. I'm not sure if I did this one right. Like, let me try one more time if I can't get it. Because what I'm essentially trying to do is add a div block, right? And set this to padding. It would be extra large. Padding extra large. And then I should be able to place these in here. But the issue I'm running into is that elements are not centered. So I guess for this heading, I would have to say companies heading and then center it. And then for this same thing, I would have to set this company's text. And it is centered. So I guess I'd have to say auto. Yeah, that's interesting. Not sure how I feel about that, but it's working now. And I would do, or did I have to set this to 100? Oh, hold on, let me undo that. So padding extra large. Yeah, no, this would be centered. I would center this and then this. Yeah, no, I had the right idea. Just set it to auto. And that's fine. It's 100%. Cool. So now I got it to work well. Let's do padding extra large. There we go. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Cool. So hopefully you're kind of maybe understanding the concept here. Basically, any padding and margin is applied to a parent element. So we have the structure, we have the section, companies, we added some padding to the section, then we added a container, and we added a wrapper inside of the container, and we added some padding to this wrapper, so extra large. Then we added a heading, and we put it in a div block with a margin bottom. Same with the text, and then we have the company's logos, and it has just companies, you know, could just be company's item. I think they would probably say, you know, could be companies underscore item, something like that. Cool. All right, so that section is done. Let's move on to the next section, the how it works section. And I'll go ahead and add a section for this. And let me go into the main wrapper. I'll add a section. So if we go into the documentation, yeah, we start with the page wrapper, the nav component, and then we have the section, page padding, container, and so on and so forth. So let me see, did I start with that padding? Yep, container. So that's how I'm structuring every section. So I'll add padding. Actually, I want to name this section. So this is going to be section dash how it works. And then we'll add a div block and we'll give it the padding extra large. We'll add the container inside of this padding. Okay, we have the container, and the container is going to be container extra or container large. All right, padding, yep. And let me just recap here, section about us. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is what I wanted actually, content wrapper. So companies, I'm going to rename some of these classes. So companies, it's going to be, yeah, companies underscore content wrapper. I kind of like saying content wrapper, gives it more context. Content wrapper. Companies content wrapper. Okay. Companies heading, companies text, companies item. Cool. That's pretty good. It's not bad. And they have kind of the recommendations, like if you go to the mindset and you scroll down to, let's see if I can find it here. Container large. Okay, so how to name and use Webflow dynamic lists. Oh, right here. So we have wrapper, we have list, we have item. So yeah, we can just kind of use some of these terms that they recommend here. So maybe for companies logos, I might say companies underscore list. Something like that. And then we have a company's item because it's in the list. So I don't know if this is really a list, but kind of, it's a list of logos. Yeah, cool. All right, so moving on. Yeah, I just want to stay true to kind of how they recommend naming classes. So I'm just referencing the documentation a bit. All right, so we have the container. Let's move on to this. And we have these kind of semicircles. This could be fun. Let's try to create a semicircle in Webflow. So this looks like 60% and this looks like 40% on the right. So I'll do container large and let's see about us. Yeah, so let's do, let me add a div block. And here I'll say div. And I'll say this is how it works underscore content dash wrapper. And then in here we'll do div block how it works underscore content left. And we'll copy and paste this, and I'll just duplicate this, and I'll say content right. Okay, and then for the content wrapper, let's set it to flex, horizontal, and for the left, I'll set it to 60%, and the right, I'll set it to 40%. So we have the content left, and this is where we'll add the semicircles. So I've never created a semicircle before in Webflow, so I'm trying to see if it's possible. So let's add a div block, and I'll call this how it works semicircle. Let's try it. So for the semicircle, let's see. It is the width and the height about 300 by 600. And let's see, so we would apply a radius, and let's give it a background color. Let's just do red for now, just so we can see it clearly. And we'll do like a blue. And the left corner, let's say 50%. The right corner, we'll say 50%. All right. That doesn't look right. 100% and 100%. Nope. Let's try pixels. 50 pixels. Nope. I think it would be 50% because we want to try and get a perfect circle. And we have something there. It's not quite a semicircle. So I'm guessing, unless I did 50, oh wait, would I do 0%? Okay, that's an oval. Okay, 0. With, I'm guessing if it was a square, so if it was 600 by 600, it would be a perfect circle. And I would do, let's try 50%. Okay, now I just need to cut this side here. So let me research this, how to create a semi. Oh, I think I know how to do it. It just came into my head. So what we would have to do. Yeah, I got it. So we would call this semicircle wrapper, okay? And we would remove all of this within the height, and then I would add a div block in here, and I would say how it works underscore semicircle. Okay, and then to this, let's see here, so the semicircle in here, I would actually, so I would set this to 300 by 600, and then this semicircle, and then I would set this to a position of relative, and then this semicircle I would set to 600 by 600. And let me give this the color. We'll do this color here. And then I would set 50%, 50%. And I would set the semicircle wrapper, the parent element, to an overflow of hidden. Okay. So what did we do there? Basically, we put a semicircle that's 300 by 600, not the full width. And we set the child element to 600 by 600, so it's a complete circle. And then we just apply the border radius to the left and right, or bottom left and, or top left and bottom left. And then we set the overflow of the semicircle to hidden, so we can't see the other half of the semicircle. Okay, so now that looks good. So we want to create this smaller semicircle, so that could be even more kind of in depth. So let's see here. So we have the wrapper, content left. Oh no, this could work. So let me just copy and paste this wrapper, and the how it works content left, set it to flex. Yeah, perfect. And then we just have to create maybe a combo class for the second one and change the size, and then change a few things. So I'll say semicircle, I'll say give it a combo class of 2, and I'll make this 200 by 400. And for the content left, let's center everything. And then for the how it works semicircle, yeah, you could do that too, static motion, absolutely. I'm just trying to kind of skip that step and see if we can do it in Webflow with CSS, but you could definitely do that. The other cool thing, and I'm going to show you why this is very cool, is we can add images inside of these semicircles right in Webflow, and it could make for a really interesting kind of section. So semicircle, I'm going to say 2, and I'm just going to change these properties. I'm going to say 0, and then on the right I'm going to say 50%. I'm going to say 0, and I'm going to say 50%. And then it should be, let's see, it's going to be 200 by 200. Okay, so this is 200 by 400. Oh no, it's going to be 400 by 400. Yeah, and then I can position it. This should be, let's see how it works, semicircle, 600 by 600. Yeah, let's see, wrapper, let's do absolute and right. Yeah, okay, cool. And now I can move this wrapper. I can give it some margin from the left. Yeah, about 20 pixels. All right, nice. I kind of like that. This maybe should be a bit bigger. Nope, that looks right. So let's go to Unsplash, and this will be the last thing we do today. I actually didn't think I was gonna achieve this right away, but it's looking good. This site is about interior design, so let's do interior design, and this is a nice one, and let's try to get some that match. Let me undo that. Or how about this one? This is a nice one. All right, so we have those 2 images. And let me go into the Finder. And I'll drag and drop those into Webflow. I'm going to resize them a bit. They don't need to be so big. Hey Manuel, no worries. No worries at all. I'll drag that in there. So now what we can do for these semicircles, we can add a background image. So I'm going to choose an image, and I'll do, let's do this one. Set it to cover and center, and don't need it to be tiled. And then for the second one, I can remove that and add another image, maybe this one, cover. Yeah, you probably want to get kind of creative with how you position these different images so that they kind of make sense, but that's kind of a cool effect. You know, you can create semicircles in Webflow and add images inside of the semicircle. So Pablo wrote, if you have a rectangle 300 by 600, Giving it a border radius of 300, you get a semicircle too. Oh, that's cool. So let's do that real quick. So I'm done with this section for today. We'll continue building this right side tomorrow, and then we'll build our portfolio, which is a grid of images and a few other sections in here. So Pablo wrote, if you have a set rectangle, so let's just do this. Yeah, let's try it in, or maybe in here. Div block, if you have a rectangle, 300 by 600, and giving it a border radius of 300, you get a semicircle too. So let's see, let's give it a color. Giving it a border radius of 300. Let's see. So I'm guessing on the top right. Oh, genius. Thanks, Pablo. Look at that. That makes sense, actually. I did it kind of a harder way, I would say. So the way Pablo did it is definitely the way to go. It will save a bit more time. So let's do that here. I kind of like Pablo's way. It's a bit more effective rather than using kind of overflow hidden on elements. So we essentially don't need this wrapper. So I can just use the semicircle, and I'll delete this wrapper, and we just have these two semicircles. So for the semicircles, this first one is 600 by 600, so I can just give it a border radius of, I'm guessing 600 pixels, and 600 pixels, and then 0. And then this would, actually 300, width is 300. And then the border radius is 300. No, 600, sorry. So the border radius needs to match the height here. So this is 300 by 600, and we gave a border radius to the top left of 600 and bottom left of 600. And we don't need right and left. And then for this semicircle, I don't know why I went all the way up there. Let's see, position, relative, okay. In this semicircle, we're gonna do, it has a height of 400. So we just need to do 200 by 400. And then the border right is 400 pixels, and bottom right is 400 pixels. Okay, I like that, that's really nice. And we don't need it to be absolute, so I'm gonna say relative. And then I can just add some margin to the left. Perfect. Thank you, Pablo. So yeah, instead of adding more divs, so I'm always looking for the path of least resistance. And that was a perfect example, right? So that's why I like the client first. I think it's pretty cool, but we're adding so many divs just to add margin. And that's the part that I'm not sure I quite like. That's why I kind of like my own styling system where I kind of know what I'm applying padding to and things like that. And yeah, so yeah, there's two ways to do it. You could do it my way where I added a parent element and set it to overflow hidden, or this is definitely more effective where you look at the height and you just apply that amount to the left and right, or the top left, top right, or top right and bottom right to create these. Cool. So yeah, this was a fun stream. Always learning something new. Thanks again, Pablo. Yeah, have fun with it. It's you can make some really cool designs with semicircles. And I'll go ahead and delete this here. Yeah. So that's it for the build. I know I went over 12:30. If there's any questions about the build, let me know. We'll continue building tomorrow. I don't want to stick to client first maybe for the whole week. So maybe for Tuesday and Wednesday will be client first, and then we'll start doing something else. Cool. Oh, Eunice mentioned the same thing too. Yeah. So, yeah, for sure. Awesome. So, yeah, we can move on to any super chats, any questions about Webflow, any general discussions. We can check out some cool websites just to see what other people are doing. I always like going to awards.com and kind of reviewing, some of the sites here to see if I get any inspiration. And this is pretty cool. They have the sections. Nice hover effect for the button. That looks good. I like that. Cool slider. This could be kind of cool to create, where we create a custom cursor for the slider. That's kind of an idea. Yeah. You see how when we hover to the left, the cursor turns into that arrow, and we hover to the right and it turns to the right arrow? That could be cool. Discover app, that's interesting. That's a nice little hover effect. I like that arrow, matches kind of the style of the site. It's very nice. This is kind of cool. This would be very easy to make in Webflow. You just have kind of a grid of images and you move some of them up and down. Yeah, that's cool. Let's look at some of the other elements. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. That must be a 3D model, I'm guessing. Or is it a video? No, I don't think it's a video. Oh, it is a video. It's a video. Okay. So they added a video, I guess a transparent video for this top section. So you can see that bike comes in, and so this must be text in the back. The video is covering the text, which I'm not crazy about, but yeah, so there's the text, and then you have the video going over that text. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Ooh, that's a very cool image viewer. You have the little image here in the bottom left, and you can drag the image like this. That's cool. I wonder what they're using for that. Maybe they're using a specific script. So let's see. Yeah, I'd have to see what script they're using for that, but that's a cool kind of feature. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, that's an interesting effect, where the image kind of reveals. I wonder if I can do that in Webflow. That would be cool. They have a video. Nice. Oh, position sticky. So this section sticks, and then as you scroll, the image changes and this text changes. Nice. Nice tab section. Cool. I do like how these images come in. So I'm wondering how I would do that. Yeah, it's basically like animating the overflow hidden parent wrapper along with the image inside. That's giving me ideas. That's cool. It's kind of a tab section. that could easily be done with interactions. That's cool. Kind of an FAQ section or specifications. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you can change the color of the bike. All right. Yeah, for sure, static motion. Definitely. Thank you for joining. Very nice. Cool, let's check out another website. That website gave me a lot of cool ideas. Let's look at this Gucci Burst. Yeah, sound, okay. Wow, oh my God. That's trippy. That's a lot of WebGL. Oh, I have to move the sneaker. Oh my God. It's kind of like a video game. Oh my God. I'm not very good at this game. So what's the purpose of it? It's just a game, okay. Looks cool. Yeah. How about this one by The Good Kids? Wow, it's like a video. Oh, I like that menu. That's a cool menu. Huh. I like this line here. It's very subtle. But let me see here. You probably have to create something like that in... Oh no, I see what they did. Absolute. The underline, yeah. Yeah, they're just revealing the underline with overflow hidden. Hey Miguel, where have you been? You disappeared for the longest time. Glad to see you finally back. Yeah, I've been around. I was working at Webflow for a couple years, so that took a lot of my time. But yeah, now I'm back doing live streams and yeah, just helping people out with Webflow. I'm also working on templates. I have a new template. I'm hoping to release it this week, and I'm super excited to share it because I'm, pretty happy with it, and I think it could, be a really good template for a specific use case. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's not released yet, but yeah, and I'm currently going to be working on a new template shortly. So yeah, I like that. Nice. I like this menu. Let's see. So yeah, this is how I get kind of inspiration. I just go through different sites and see what inspires me. So this is Spotify advertising. Ooh. Yeah, I like those gradients. I think I'm going to start learning how to do those gradients more. These gradients are really kind of nice and classy. I know Timothy Ricks uses them a lot. But this is a really great design. Is this built in Webflow? Could be built in Webflow. No, it's not. But yeah, very nice. Explore, let's see. Ooh. Oh wow, I really like those blocks. Wow. Yeah, this is awesome. Imagine building this. Could be built in Webflow, believe it or not, because these are just like panels and they're positioned like a specific way. And so like you can click on these buttons here, which is super creative. So I can say, you know, explore here, and a panel pops in. That's very, very nice. That design is very nice. The circle font, which I love, the circle type. This is very nice. Wow. Great job, Spotify. I can zoom in. Good stuff. Yeah, this site is amazing. Cool. Let's try another one. One more. Let's try 1905. What's this about? Oh, did anyone see Dune this weekend? Amazing, amazing movie. Highly recommend it. I saw it on HBO Max. You can get HBO Max and watch Dune. So rather than going to the movie theaters, we watched it here. So that was nice. The Spotify website, Gabriel, or probably the Spotify website, yeah. Ooh, this is nice. Very creative. Ooh. It's like a story. It's telling a story. I love that texture to the images. It gives it such a cool feel. And there's a whole texture throughout the site. And we know how to do that now, don't we? Because we did Spotify. We did the live stream on creating that grain effect. So I think this is something similar, where they applied a grain effect to the entire site. So let's see if I can find that. Oh, they're using Luxy. Look at that. I showed Luxy the other day as well. Luxy. Trail SVG. Islands. Yeah, it'd probably take a moment to try to find that texture they're using throughout the site. But yeah, it's a very cool texture. Nice. Yeah, this is calso.com. Wow. Amazing. That texture is just so cool. Wow. Yeah, great stuff. Oh, it's a shoe store. So they told a whole story about the shoes. I didn't read all of it, but that was cool. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. That's an interesting way to display your product, is, you know, tell the whole story. So 1905, this shoe company kind of got started, and then they told the whole story. So yeah, definitely can get really creative with web design. But yeah, Spotify is pretty amazing. Yeah, Manuel. Did you send it? We're past 1 o'clock right now, but I can check it out tomorrow. Yeah. send it to my website, Manuel, and I'll be happy to take a look at it. So cool. I'm gonna try to create some short interaction videos too, because I know some have said that, you know, in the live stream it's very long, so for them to sift through all of the live stream to learn how to do a specific thing can be tedious. I do these live streams because I do want to interact with, you know, the Webflow user base. Thank you, Miguel. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I'll try to create some short and concise videos so that, like, if you want to learn how to do just a specific thing, I can definitely showcase how to do that. So, wow, the most concurrent viewers so far in the stream, 15. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but to me that's a big milestone, because, like, yeah, the goal is to get maybe 100 to be the average of viewers coming into the stream. So it's picking up, you know. I've been doing it for over a month now, and just have been enjoying it. So yeah, viewers come in and out, but, you know, it tells you how many viewers are here at once. So definitely think that's awesome. Cool. So I'll go over it tomorrow, Manuel. We're past 1 o'clock, and we went through everything I wanted to today. Yeah, tomorrow we'll continue working on this build using client first. And yeah, and bring your super chats. If you have questions about Webflow, let me know. Cool. Are you joining the speed build challenge? When is that, Nelson? Yeah, I think I saw it on your Twitter, actually. Let me find it. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be last 4 days to be a speed build. Okay. So let me share this with everyone. So Nelson is doing a speed build challenge. So during this year's No Code Conf, we'll be hosting a live speed build challenge. We're looking for 8 challengers to compete in a bracket-style remote competition to build something quickly and creatively in Webflow. And you can build cool things in Webflow. Mice will be clicked, fun will be had, prizes will be awarded. Amazing. All right, so to qualify, you need to create an illustration of a mobile phone from scratch in Webflow and record a video using Loom, free screen recording app. And your video must be live and unedited to demonstrate your work, no longer than 5 minutes, and it must be submitted by Thursday of this week, October 28th, by 10 a.m. Pacific time. So the prizes, let's see. So you got to be registered to the No Code Conf. Qualifications, yep. Looks good. Prizes, okay. So the prizes, one person will receive a $200 coupon to use in the Webflow merch store. So all challengers. One will receive a 12-month subscription to a professional Webflow account. This is all challengers. One will receive a Logitech Brio webcam. So I'm guessing the one times means yeah, okay, I'll just keep reading. So the one-time lavalier microphone, all challengers. One-time ring light, all challengers. Cash prizes, top 3 finishers. Okay. One-time AirPods Max, 3rd place. One-time 2nd place. iPad Pro. Well, 12-inch iPad Pro for 2nd place. And a 2nd generation Apple Pencil, 2nd place. And a 16-inch MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro chip, 1st place. What the heck? So I'm guessing just for competing, you get all of this, Nelson, am I right? So if you get accepted and you just compete, you get all of these. And if you come in the top 3, you get these. Yeah, I might compete because a 16-inch MacBook Pro with an M1 Pro chip. Yeah, I'll take that. Um, or even an iPad or AirPods. So prizes are contingent on your acceptance of additional terms and conditions applicable to the speed build challenge that will be provided to you upon your selection. Okay, awesome. All right, this might be on my to-do list today to apply for this because that sounds super fun. And probably others in this chat will apply too. Very cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thanks for mentioning, Nelson. Awesome. Yeah, no code is going to be lit. I don't use that word a lot, lit, but yeah, it's going to be fun. Awesome. Yeah, maybe I would win. You know, there's a lot of very talented Webflow users. Um, I'm pretty good. I'm like, you know, there's some that would like maybe blow me out of the water. I don't know if Ben probably can't apply because Ben is like he works at Webflow. He's a genius with Webflow. Awesome. Thanks for dropping by, Nelson. Have a great day. Awesome. Tell everyone I said hello. All right, cool. Thanks everyone. Yeah. So Rumus maybe ask tomorrow. I don't know if I can help you with that. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tell everyone about the live stream. The more people, the better. We can all start enjoying Webflow together. All right. See ya. Peace. Yeah, enjoying the competition. It should be fun. Bye.